What up? What up? 420 Fantasy Hustler back at you. We got another IDP video talking about the defensive backs. Let's get down to biz. If it's your first time here, smash that subscribe button. If you're not on YouTube, make sure you go on YouTube and go subscribe. Let's get into this top 10. First guy on my list, he should be first on everybody's list, Kyle Hamilton for the Baltimore Ravens. This dude should have an immediate impact. I know they got Chuck Clark over there, but Kyle Hamilton should get the majority of those strong safety snaps. I mean, you don't go up and get a guy number 14 overall if he's not going to be that dude for your squad. So yeah, Kyle Hamilton, he could do it all. And we love a good box safety. We love a good strong safety. So yeah, number one overall on my list. One thing that I want to remind everyone early, I know that there was a lot of guys drafted real high in the NFL draft at like the cornerback position, but this is for fantasy football. So you will see some of those guys on this list, but they're not going to be the high ranked guys on this list. Now, number two, my favorite IDP DB in this draft, Lewis CINE. And it's because maybe people just don't know about him too much. I mean, maybe it's because he pays free safety as opposed to strong safety, but he's been falling so far that I'm getting him in like damn near every draft that I'm in, because you don't have to draft him early. I mean, I swear I've gotten him in the 5th and 6th round, in some of these rookie drafts. So for me, having him number 2 on my list, but being able to get him that low, like I really love it. So you got to know your room and you got to know where people are leaning. But yeah, Lewis CINE, he's someone I would be stoked anywhere that I got him. But if I'm getting him after the 4th round, I'm even more stoked. Okay. We got a strong safety to start it. And then we got a free safety to back him up. And then we got 4 strong safeties in a row. Okay, 2nd and 3rd rounders. JAQUAN BRISKER for the Bears. I got him at number 3. He should immediately jump in there as their starting strong safety. The Bears, they've kind of needed help in the secondary for a little bit, and now they got some help. They go out and spend a 2nd rounder, to get BRISKER over there. I love grabbing this kid because not a lot of people know who he is. He's going to be he should be an instant starter. Like, he's already at the top of their depth chart. They don't really have much there, in the safety department for the Bears. So yeah, BRISKER is one of those guys. You're still able to get him like super late, but I love it that he should have an immediate impact year 1. Number 4 on my list, from Detroit, KERBY Joseph. Now, he was drafted in the 3rd round, but he was drafted lower than all of these guys in the NFL draft that I'm going to be mentioning. But I got him number 4 on my list because I think that he gets in there to compete for some strong safety reps right away. They also said that he's going to be playing on special teams as well. So if he comes in the preseason, he does good, on special teams. He shows out, in the time where he actually gets to play strong safety. He could be getting a bump to the starting lineup like right away. So someone who I really, really like to have a year 1 impact. You don't have to jump for him. I mean, he's number 4 in my list, but shit, you might be able to get him in the 7th round. He may even go undrafted in some of these leagues, just depending on if anybody knows who the hell he is. Number 5 on my list, Houston, JALEN PITRE, strong safety. I don't know if he's going to be getting in there year 1. He's got Eric Murray in front of him. And I know he's been pretty solid. He's been more of like a role player, for them. But yeah, PITRE, someone who in these late rounds, these DBs are real nice. Like in the late rounds, like these are guys that I would really like to be snatching up over some of these linebackers, going late. Then the defensive line, I mean, obviously they get real good, as well as the rounds go on. But yeah, PITRE, someone who, if I'm in the late rounds and he's still there, I'm swooping. Another guy, Byron Cook, strong safety for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, the thing about him is he's going to be sitting behind Eric Reed. So that's why I have him so low on my list. I mean, unless there's an injury or unless the Chiefs start running like more 3 safety sets, he's probably not going to be getting too much work in year 1. My last 4 are going to be all cornerbacks. And I just feel like there's not really too many other safeties who I'd really want to crack off here. And I know in some of these leagues, depending on the scoring, you're probably going to want to crack off some of these cornerbacks because they will still be solid. Got him at number 7, Kaiir Elam, drafted, I believe, lower than all these other cornerbacks, but being opposite to Trey White, for the Buffalo Bills, they protect against the run like really, really well. Their defense is crazy against the run, especially this year after the additions that they made. I think that Elam is going to be one of those guys who could be a 10 tackle per game guy just because teams aren't going to want to throw out Trey White all the time, and teams are going to have an issue running. So I think Elam is just going to be one of those guys who ends up coming into a grip of tackles as a rookie. Number 8 on my list, and the second cornerback, is going to be Trent McDuffie for the Kansas City Chiefs. One thing that I know about the Chiefs, they are going to get thrown on. They're going to get thrown on a lot. Their offense is going to be great, but their defense is not so great, and they're going to be getting thrown on so much that Trent McDuffie may have some value just by himself, you know, being a cornerback. And for you guys who are IDP vets, I mean, we don't really go for the cornerbacks a lot. We go for the safeties. You know, it's just where it's at, especially the box safeties. I mean, that's where you get a majority of your points. But in this NFL, I think a guy like Trent McDuffie, he should come in and probably be the number 1 cornerback for the Chiefs. I mean, they lost a few people, and their secondary is really, really hurting right now at the cornerback position. So he may be the number 1 corner on their team, and teams are going to challenge him right off the bat. So I think that's going to lead to a lot of tackles. Number 9 on the list, Derek Stingley for the Houston Texans, the top cornerback drafted in the league, went at number 3. I think he's going to be solid right away. And these teams, they're not going to shy away from some of these rookie cornerbacks. Like, it's really not going to happen. I mean, unless you just turn into a shutdown cornerback as a rookie, but that usually does not happen. So guy like Stingley, I think we can see a lot of tackles from him in year 1. I mean, if you're getting, we got to be pushing close to 100 tackles. I mean, that's the way that you make a cornerback worthy in fantasy. It's not going to be him getting 4 receptions and having 50 tackles, you know, like that's why these guys are at the bottom of my list, because I don't know if any of these cornerbacks can get close to 100 tackles. Last on the list, gotta have him on the list, Sauce Gardner. Oh yeah, gotta have him on the list. I don't know how much of an impact he is going to make in the fantasy world right off the bat, but he should make a big impact to the Jets right away, and he should make guys like Jermaine Johnson, you know, a little bit better, because if Sauce is really holding down some of these wide receivers, that means that the D-line is going to have a couple extra seconds to get to the cornerback. It could lead to more sacks, you know, for them. And I don't think that Sauce Gardner, I know he didn't give up any touchdowns, you know, in college, but this ain't college. You know, I think teams are going to want to test him to give up, you know, make him give up that first touchdown, you know, in the NFL. But I think as long as he stays solid with the tackling, he will be decent. But for me, if I'm drafting Sauce Gardner, actually, let's take that back. I won't be drafting Sauce Gardner because someone's going to take him way, way earlier than I would really want to take him. So that's probably why I won't have him on my squad at all. I mean, I got him ranked number 10 out of all these DBs. I've seen him go off as the number 1 DB in some of these drafts. So that's probably why I'm not going to have him. All right. IDP Live. Appreciate you guys. If you're not following on the podcast, make sure you go follow at hustlerpod.com. And if you guys like the IDP content, make sure you leave me a comment just so I know that you're out there watching, but much more IDP content to come. See you next video. Peace.
Defense on me.
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night. If they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm going to take every last one of you out. You make sure they remember forever the night they played the